Howdy! How's everybody doing today? We're going to teach you how to crochet. I've had some people ask me how to do this. Now, before we get started on this, I want to talk about the tools, because you always have to have tools whenever you're going to do any kind of a job. And crocheting is a job just like any other. It's a crafting job. You're going to need a crochet hook. Now, these come in packs, and there's different sizes in the packs, and it's always good to buy a pack of them, not just one crochet hook, because different projects will call for different sizes of hooks. This is a fairly good size hook because I wanted to show you, what to do when you're crocheting, and you need to be able to see what I'm doing here. So this is, I believe this is a J, size J hook, but use whatever size hook is comfortable for you to be able to do your crocheting. You're also going to need some yarn. Now, I have a ball of yarn here. This is acrylic, and I suggest anybody learning to crochet or knit, either one, should start out with acrylic, and here's why. You have several different kinds of yarn. There's rayon, there's cotton, there's the acrylic, there's wool. And the acrylic is the most forgiving of all of the yarns. It is also machine washable. So when you get your project done, you can throw it in the washing machine. You can also throw cotton in the washing machine. However, when you throw cotton in the washing machine, it will tend to shrink. Acrylic does not. Your rayon, that's probably going to need to be dry cleaned. Your wool will need to be hand washed. So I always suggest that you start out with acrylic in your projects. That way you learn with a more forgiving yarn. Alright, so go to the store where they sell the yarn, get your crochet hook, and get you some yarn. You'll also need a big darning needle, and I don't happen to have one in here at the moment, but they're great big old needles, about 3 inches long or so, and they have a great big eye in them, and they have to have a big eye so that you can get the yarn through. And when you're finishing your project, you'll have tails of yarn that'll need to be woven back into the project, and we'll get into that later on how to do that. But today what I'm going to teach you is your basic cast on and your basic single crochet stitch. Alright, so you have a string of yarn here, and don't make this more difficult than it is. All it is a piece of string and a needle with a hook on the end of it. Alright, you're going to make something out of the two of them. You're going to use the tool to make something out of string. That's all we're doing here. It's a series of loops. And, some folks get intimidated by this. And I've had a lot of people asking me to teach them how to crochet. And they've had other people teach them, and it's been too difficult. And folks went too fast for them and all that. And I understand that. I understand it. Just don't make it too difficult. You got a string. You got a piece of string. You got a stick with a hook on it. You're going to take the string and you're going to make a loop with your hands before you do anything. I put the string around my index finger till it meets. See? Bring it around till it meets. And then I push the tail of it up over top of the string. See that? Push the tail up over top. Roll it into that loop and pull. Okay? That's all there is to it. I'll show you again. Wrap it around your index finger until it meets. Take the tail of it, the loose tail, push that up there over top of the other strand. You just take it over top of the other strand and you roll it into that circle. Just roll it with your index finger into that circle. Pull it up. Tight on both sides of it. And you have that. One more time. Third time's a charm. Take the string, lay it over your finger. Wrap it around your finger till it meets. Then you put the tail over top of the string and you pull it to the inside. You just roll it to the inside and pull. It's just that simple. And you have a loop. You take that loop and you put it on your stick with the hook. Okay, this is called a crochet hook. So you put that over there. I don't know how to make it any more simpler for you than that. That's where you start, with a loop around your stick. Now, You can hold the stick any way you want to. I don't care if you hold it with your feet. There's people that hold it upside down like this. There's people that hold it right side up like this. There's people that say that, oh, you have to twist it and all that. You don't have to do none of that. You're pulling a piece of string, all right? Not the tail of it, but the piece of string here. We'll pull that tail to the back there. You're pulling a piece of string over the loop and through that loop right there. See? I'll do it again. Put it over and pull it through the loop. That's all it is. You hold that hook any way that's comfortable for you. Some people are left-handed and do it a way that looks backward to me. I don't care. Your finished product is what's going to tell the tale here on whether you can crochet or not. It's not it's not how you hold the needle. Don't get all excited about, oh, well, I don't hold the needle right. No. Hold the needle however it's comfortable for you. As long as you're putting that, see, I put the string between my index finger and my middle finger, just like that, and pull the string right over top of my index finger. Then I wrap it around the hook and I pull it through. Wrap it around the hook, 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 pull it through. It's repetition. Over and over again, you're going to do that. And we're going to put, oh, let's see, I think maybe, let's put 13 loops on here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now, why did I put 13, you might ask? Well, because when you turn your work on a single crochet, you're going to leave one loop. You're going to skip that last one right there. On a double crochet, on a half double crochet, you're going to skip 2. On a triple crochet, it's 4. All right? You always skip one. That way, you have an edge to your work. If you don't skip some loops there at the end, you're not going to have an edge on your work. It's all going to be too tight. So we're going to do single crochets today, so we're just going to leave one loop. And you see what I'm calling loops here? The loops are what we made with our needle. We got a little chain of string going there. Alright? You skip the first one, put your hook into the second one, and here again we're going to yarn over. That's what they're going to call this when you get to the point where you can read patterns. You yarn over the hook, you pull through. Yarn over the hook and pull through 2. You've done your first single crochet. That's how simple this is. You put your hook through the next loop, pull through, and then hook or yarn over and pull through 2. Try that again. Next loop. Put the hook through, pull the yarn over, pull through 2. Put the hook through the next loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now, your left hand, or your hand that you're holding the yarn in, is your tensioning hand. If you leave the yarn too loose and sloppy, then you're not going to have nice clean work. And it's going to take some practice in the beginning. Don't expect you're going to be a professional crocheter on the first row that you make. The first row, first 5 rows, first 10 rows may look pretty sloppy until you get a hold on making and getting that tension right. I just hold it comfortable. So it's just laying right over my finger just like that. And then I take my index finger and the rest of my hand to hold the yarn down, and it's just going to slide through my finger very gently. So what we're doing is single crochets. Single crochet, you start with putting the hook through the loop like that, and then you put the yarn over and pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. Next one, through the loop, pull through, and then pull through 2. Okay? Put the hook through the loop, yarn over the hook, pull through, yarn over the hook, pull through 2. And you're going to do that all the way down the row. Through the hoop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Through the hoop, pull the yarn through, and then pull the yarn through too. Stick your needle in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. It's the same thing all the way down the row. And we're going to finish this row out here. Just have a couple more stitches to go. There we go, last stitch. Over, pull through, over, pull through two. Now we're at the end of the row. We've done a row here. Here's your first single crochet row. You're going to put the yarn over and pull through. This is your loop at the end of the row so that you have an edge on your piece. You're going to turn your work. See? It's that simple. Turn your work. Then we're going to go back through that row again. You've got the hoop, the loop that you just put on, which was your chain stitch at the end of the row. So now for your second row, we go underneath the stitch that we just made. See if I can get this close enough that you can see. We go underneath the stitch. You've got a V right there. That's your loop. We're going to go through both sides of it. Underneath both sides. Try it again. Get it camera angle right here. Take your hook. You skip that chain stitch that you just did for the edge of your row. You got a V right there that we just did. You're going to take your hook and put it under both sides. Say, underneath both of them. You put your yarn over your hook and you pull underneath that stitch, just like that. Then you yarn over your hook and you pull through. That's your first single crochet, your second row. You take your hook, you put it underneath both of those loops for that stitch. You yarn over your hook, you pull through, yarn over your hook, and pull through. That's your second stitch. Third stitch, underneath that stitch, there's two pieces of yarn there. That's a stitch. Then you yarn over, you pull through, yarn over, and pull through two loops. Put your hook underneath the two pieces there. That is your stitch, the two pieces. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. The nice thing about a video is if I'm going too fast for you, pause it, catch up, and then start in again. Take your needle that's got the yarn on it, put it underneath the two loops there, the little V piece, that's a stitch. I'm trying to spread that out so you can see that is a stitch right there. And you put the yarn over and you pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops, single crochet. And again, and we'll do this to the end of the row. Oops. Go underneath both pieces and pull through, up, and pull through. Take your hook, put it underneath both of those pieces, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two pieces. There, pull through, up over, pull through two, and keep going until you get to the end of the row. So you chain 13 in the beginning. That gives you 12 stitches because you're going to skip that first chain. Alright? This is just a little practice piece here. And there we go. It's that simple. We went all the way down the row and we've got 2 rows of single crochet, and that's what it's going to look like for you. I'll lay it down here on the table, maybe get you a little better view. That's a single crochet, 2 rows of single crochet right there. Now when you get all done with your piece, how many rows you want to put on there, you'd pull this loop that's on your hook all the way up, and then you'd clip, take your scissors and cut that, and you'd have a little tail that you can weave back through your work with your darning needle, and that completes your piece, however, you know, big a square you want to make with it. So if you want to figure your gauge out, gauge is how many stitches to the inch and that sort of thing, you'll need a ruler. And you take your ruler and you put down on your piece there, and you count your stitches to the inch. Now, we've got 3 stitches makes 1 inch. And we haven't really made very many rows here, so it's hard to tell how many rows would make an inch. But we know we've got 2 rows, and 2 rows is making about 3/4 of an inch. So I'd say 3 rows will make an inch. So it's about 3 by 3. 3 rows will make an inch, and 3 stitches will make an inch. So you got 3 by 3 to the inch. So let's say you wanted to make a piece that was, let's say 15 inches by 15 inches. You know, you got 3 stitches to the inch, and there's, if you're wanting to make it 15 inches long, you would need 15 stitches times 3. So that's 45 stitches that you'd have to put across to make 15-inch piece. But that would be a doggone long piece, because 15 inches comes all the way out. Well, I can't even get all that underneath this camera here. So that's longer than a foot. Let's back that down. Let's say we wanted to make a washcloth, and a washcloth would be about 6 inches by 6 inches, roughly. That's a small washcloth, all right? So 3 stitches to the inch, 6 times 3 is 18. You'd need 18 stitches, and we know that 3 rows would make an inch. You'd need 18 rows. All right? See how we did that? Measure and gauge. You just measure your piece and count your stitches to the row. 3 stitches there makes an inch. We figured about 3 rows would make an inch. So 3 times however many inches that you'd need will make your gauge. Now, different sizes of yarn and different sizes of hooks are going to make different gauges. Just so you know. So you have to measure your piece if you're using different size yarn and different size hooks. This is a worsted weight yarn. It'll tell you right on the package what kind of weight it is. You have sports weight, you have worsted weight, you have fine gauge yarn, you know, different kinds of yarn. So whatever kind of yarn you're going to be using, you need to check your gauge if you're wanting to make a particular size piece. So I hope that helped you out with the gauge and how to do a single crochet. Back up on this and watch it again, and keep practicing. Our next episode, I'm going to be showing you how to do half double, double, and triple crochets. So stay tuned for the next episode. I think you'll enjoy that if you enjoy learning how. And if there's anything that I can do to help you learn a little bit better, it's something that maybe you want to learn how to do with crocheting, drop it in the comments and I'll be happy to help you out. Be sure and check out all my URLs there in the description of the video. I've got the Etsy store, I've got the Twitch channel, the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube, let's see, what all else, Patreon, PayPal. If you're running YouTube videos, you're going to want TubeBuddy. I got the TubeBuddy URL down there for you. That'll help you a lot with how to do your videos, and you want to check that out for sure. So any questions you have, leave them in the comments. I guess there's only one thing left for me to say, and that is Brenda's crafty. Be like Brenda.